who edited and directed this film. You saw him in the film, Derek Kolstad. She had all the good laughs. Erica, our producer. The evil genius, Stahelski. Keanu Reeves.
Santa Monica.
So, first and foremost, what's it like to see this last 10 years all squeezed into a couple hours?
Should cut a few things out. It's a little long, Jeff.
That's a note you often got from the studio, Chad. I'm curious what you think about that. We talked about it as we went, and it finds its length. That's something that you guys found in the movies as well. Do you feel like we explored that process well in this film?
I think he did. I thought it was really good. It was funny, right?
Yeah.
A little close to home.
Yeah, above all, thank you all for sharing and being honest about the process. That's the whole thing. I think we have all been together for a long time, even before John Wick, and it's been amazing to see you guys have so many ups and downs. I'm just curious.
No pun intended. Up, get thrown, go down, get back up, get knocked down, up and down.
There's a lot of that, a lot of training, and we actually have a lot of the guys here. I mean, I feel like if anything, I just wanted and continue to want to pay tribute to all these people who are these teams who have supported you guys for all these years, and they're all in there, from Eric Brown to Jeremy Marinas to Kay Hall. They're all up there back there.
Yeah, you know, Ben said that. Vincent, stand up.
If you were killed in any of these films, please stand up. How about this title, WICK is Pain? We said it a few times. Anything else to relate to the audience about it, about the process, and about, it's not literal pain, although there's some of that from you, of course, but it's also how you describe pain in many, many ways. What do you think of how pain describes the process of filmmaking?
I think anything hard is supposed to hurt a little bit. I think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's a choice. It's what you want to spend your life. It's what you want to do with it. I think anything great takes effort, and sometimes effort hurts a little bit.
I think you also push that, the pain becomes greatness, and you push everyone really hard to their limit, and then they perform the best.
Yeah, I was bored of it.
As a part of your ethos.
Yeah, no, I think it always starts with the man on top. And there's a work ethic there. There's a level of delivery. There's a level of passion that goes. If you surround yourself with all the guys you see back here and stuff, and you have that with department heads and the producers, a man over there, right? Like everybody's got a passion for the type of film we make, genre. Between action, like we've all talked so many times about 70s action movies, Japanese anime. I think on any given night at any of our houses, you'll see us watching one of those things. Wuja film, Kurosawa's Atoichi, Ghost in the Shell, Ninja Scroll. I think it's like-minded people with that same passion that usually takes it. It's just, it's not really pain, it's just what you do.
Yeah, and I think what we witnessed, and certainly in the footage, it never felt like you guys weren't having fun. I mean, even at 4:30 a.m. on day 81 in New York winter, I see Travis smile from time to time. When you relive this footage, does it? What any thoughts on it, Reeves?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, well, thank you for doing the project. Thank you, Jeff. Thank everyone for being a part of it. It's a special thing to have something you love chronicled in such a way. It's kind of like a picture book. You get to kind of see. I mean, it's like 10 years of our lives, and it changed our lives for the better, personally and creatively. So thank you for creating a kind of document that we can kind of flip through the pages and go like, oh yeah, yeah, that guy, that girl, or that artist, and so thank you for that. Yeah, our pleasure.
Jeff, you looked through thousands of hours of footage to make this thing. Any thoughts? Any vital lessons? I mean, you've made a lot of documentaries in your time, from Tom Petty to Barbara Streisand to Dr. Dre. Anything special that you've seen here?
Yeah, I mean, well, one thing I have to say is that, you had the brilliant foresight to film these guys on their first movie. Before there was a studio or anything, you thought, I think there's something special here. And without any idea what this thing would become. And so you said, one of our producers, Maddie Seidel, who unfortunately isn't here tonight, to go and film behind the scenes with these guys. And Maddie Parkshot presented the behind the scenes that you saw tonight. And he's the voice you hear behind the cameras occasionally. So in a way, I think Maddie is kind of the MVP of this project. But what struck me, and the thing about it was, from the very beginning, Chad said, I just want this to be honest. And it's really a story about process and growth on a personal level, professional, creative level. And to see that unfold over 10 years, I think is really remarkable, especially Chad's growth as a filmmaker. When you compare John Wick 1 to John Wick 4, it's quite remarkable. And and how you guys every time just raise the bar. So that was wonderful. But going through the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hours, our editor Nick Bradford, there. Even before we shot a bunch of stuff, we spent hours and hours combing through this footage and organizing it and trying to find the stories and you have to look at it with an eye of like, okay, I think I see something in here, but we gotta find a way to shape it and to go out and get the interviews and everything to get a context. And there was just a plethora of great stuff. And everybody that we interviewed was so gracious and wonderful and funny and just, yeah, well, you made it very hard for us. There was too much good stuff. So, thank you.
Erica, your thoughts on reliving this?
It's such a profound part of my career personally, and I think, obviously, kind of just a moment in time. It's a beautiful thing to reflect back on and see, and it was so hard at the time, and in that moment, we didn't know what we were making. We thought it was something cool, but the fact that we're still talking about it, 11 years later at
about you, Derek? As some, the original idea sprang from you, and could you ever have imagined that so many facets could be explored from this one original story? Scorn.
Still not tired. It's funny, like everything that we do here and everything I write is love letter movies I loved as a kid. And when I was 8 years old, I knew I wanted to write movies. And, when this happened, it was chaos, it was madness, but it was always this joy. And I remember late nights in New York and rewriting scenes, and then at 2 in the morning, Chad would look at me and go, I don't hate that. And I was like, oh, done, right? But looking back on it, there's a little bit moments of anxiety because I remember, like, what the fuck are we doing, right? And then at the same time, there's still this essence of, I really wanted this thing ever since I was a little kid, and I got it, and it's just a massive blessing. And it's just kind of cool to be back here with these guys and to see the history on screen,
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. There's a lot of training in this movie. I just want you guys, you two specifically, you both do so many things, but training is just a deep and important part of this process for both of you. So I just wanted you guys to discuss it, especially with a lot of the guys here who played such a part in training.
You run that shit, man.
You did that shit.
Yeah, maybe the surveillance cameras in the corners of the dojo where the guys are training me going, I'm hearing stories like, why aren't you making him do 100 of those? What are you doing? What are you doing?
There's a little surveillance.
No fucking yeah, let's do some more. Because WICK is pain, and we fucking love it.
Most people think it's just punches and kicks. When a cast member trains at heart, that's also a good chance to find and develop the character. Spend so much time when they put the suit on, when they put the kit on, and they do the moves, and they practice, and they picture it. It's a lot more than just going to the gym. It's really part of the development process and characterization. And you can see it, it just changes people. So when you get there and you watch, from Derek's pages to the wacky ideas that we have in stunts, and you can watch Keanu over 5, 6, 16 weeks transform.
Yeah, I'm not very good, so I have to keep training. I think, Jeremy knows that. But one of the things about all this training is that all of the stunt performers are trained with me. And, the stuff that people talk about, these sequences, like ballet or choreography, is any of the success of it is all the interactions that I have with everyone else in the fight, and with the long takes. So when we train, when we get into the level of choreography and stuff, so much, everyone's been used to being thrown by me. I've been used to everyone's so kind, so if it's judo, everyone gets light. But, if I do 100 throws, there's fucking, 6 guys for getting fucking thrown. And doing it, so I'm not in that alone. And then in that as well, just the cinema part of it is that, all the operators, they're in it with us too, to capture everything. But it is, that training is really us getting to know each other and the rhythms. And being able to sometimes on the day, when the visionary over here says, I don't like that. And everyone's like, what the fuck are we gonna do? I have a lot of everyone was so talented, and, over the years, just, cooking stuff up on the fly. And, the only way that Chad could have any confidence in that working is because of all of the cooperation that all of us kind of had over the months leading up to filming. So that when we do cook something up, Reeves has kind of a shot to maybe be able to do it. Kind of slow, and because it takes so much fucking babbling, but it takes so much cooperation, right? The timing. So if I'm slow and I'm late, then who I'm acting with has to be like, okay, Reeves is slow, he's gonna be late, so I'm just gonna pretend to be like, oh, he's tired. Is he there yet? No. Is he there yet? Okay, now he's ready. Okay. Go for a
I think we can all agree it worked in the end, right? I think everyone here agrees it worked in the end. I think that leads us to, I think a core principle that I feel really privileged to have seen since we all started working on The Matrix, which is just a thing where you guys have used action to define character and define acting and define storytelling, and I think that's been the real privilege for me to witness in this documentary and the documentaries we made before. I just wanted you to talk about that a little bit, Chad. We met, you guys met on the set of The Matrix and really started to learn from everyone in the world how to tell stories with action, and I just want to know your thoughts on it now, 25, 30 years in.
Good question. Just growing up watching all the silent movies and all the influences from anime to where you can do really anything, to the Wuxia stuff, the Chinese and Hong Kong films, where they had some of the best action films I think of all time, watching Stahelski and Kurosawa. And then the film school we all had on The Matrix was pretty impressive. And the interesting about that, there's never really, you think you'd have these big discussions and acting and action. So at least what I saw from Wachowski, it was very natural. It's just, of course, it's the character. They'd written the perfect script to infuse action into it. And Keanu was Neo, and how Neo was growing. His journey was all like comfort. It's Neo's kung fu, of course, that's his journey. And it's his thing. So you get, I think, immersed in it so much where it's not, I don't want to say it's not a conscious thought, we're very aware that it is, but that The Matrix had that magic combo that Asian cinema had, is the actor acts. And half the movie is action, and you don't have the actor in the action. No offense, Vincent. Like the devil's up there. But
he was doing some fucking serious acting.
He's acting like a stunt guy.
Yeah, no, man. That's level. He was like, okay.
Vincent, take it back.
What did Vincent do? Tell the audience what Vincent did.
Vincent was the guy that did a lot of things, many things, but most known as the stair fall guy in John Wick 4.
Oh, exactly.
There's a lot of things in all our choreography that we talk about a lot. How where's the gun? Where's the jacket? You guys see John Wick 3 with Chep and Yeon. Like, Keanu's going to kill
From
me.
the
We should
raid,
shake hands.
from the
We should
raid.
talk. We should be respectful. With comment, you didn't want to kill him. You wanted to leave him alive. There's all these great moments that are infused because he's part of the choreography team and put in the acting beats. It's not just me or the guys. It's all of us working together like you should in any scene. How you block it and how you get something out of it. If you watch any great Jackie Chan scene or even Buster Keaton or Hellboy, it's like a good joke. There's a setup, there's the delivery, and then there's an awkward moment afterwards where you let it sink in. And that's how we try to pace out our action. Keanu fall down the stairs once, get back up, fall down a little bit more twice, and then fall down the whole place, and then we'll fall down a little bit more. And then Donnie comes in, we changed it. There's a rhythm to everything like that, instead of just trying to get through it and treating it like, unfortunately, how a lot of action is doing, where it's, let's get through it as fast as we can. And if it's not in the scene, let's just cut fast, edit fast, shake the camera fast, just get through. And sometimes it's enough time for you guys or us, the audience, just let it sink in and enjoy. If you enjoy the character, you're gonna enjoy what he's doing. Like, Die Hard's not a kung fu movie, but you fucking love Bruce Willis running through glass barefoot, don't you? Like, I was on The Matrix. I mean, how many fucking movies? It was a lot of movies, but like what you remember the most in it is not the individual kung fu moves. It's bullet time, right? It's Neo leading, dodging the bullets. It's Carrie Ann doing the flying eagle. It's Lawrence running through water. It's these great moments. Neo doing this. And we learned very quickly what the audience grabs. It's not just the shoe leather of kicking and punching. It's those great character moments and what they're doing, how they're suffering, and how they're achieving a problem. And I think that's the main thing. But we try to discover that in the gym as much as we do on set and in script meetings. It's not, there's no divide. I think that's to your point. We don't just go, okay, it's action conversation day, let's do it. It's just all part of the same methodology.
For you, Keanu, after having been doing this for so long, is it still fun for you in your craft to explore acting through action?
Yeah, it's the best. It's really fun. It's I've really responded from the Wachowskis, but also from the tradition that I came up with in doing Point Break, and then working on Speed with Young Devon. It was just like, I was working with filmmakers there who wanted to put the character in the role of the action, and I was working with two legendary stunt directors, Glenn Wilder and Gary Himes, and then Matrix 2 with Ari Rondell. But those were artists as well, action artists who were like, yeah, man, let's put you in there. Let's find a way. And directors who wanted to explore character and action. Because the stakes are so high. That's where the character is fighting for their life or trying to get revenge. Or both. Just trying to be free, man. From the system that I participated in. First one I didn't know. But anyway. Yeah. So to answer your point, yeah, it's really a privilege. It's really special. I really love being able to do as much as I can.
Thank you.
But I don't do stunts. Stunt people do stunts. Jackson's fired out. They're like, look at all those stunts you did. I'm like, fuck that. Jackson just got hit by a car. Twice. And he's like, maybe we can hit him for 2 cars. Yeah.
We couldn't afford 3.
But anyway, yeah, I don't do stunts.
So,
I do action.
So we get to see a little bit of, we're gonna meet John Wick again in a couple weeks in another chapter of the John Wick saga, a little bit of a time reverse in Ballerina. You want to talk about it a little bit, Erica?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really exciting spin-off that Keanu partakes in that stars Ana de Armas playing Eve, who's kind of, the opposite of John, who's always trying to get out. She's trying to get in, right? And they're sort of both schooled in the Roscaroma, which is a new take on the John Wick world, which we're excited about.
Woo. Any thoughts on Ballerina, Keanu?
Yeah, it was really cool to have a chance to put the suit on. I've worked with Anna a couple of times, and she's a wonderful artist, and she really committed to the action. I just had like 8 days on it, but it was fun to play the role again, and excited for people to see the film. It's in the spirit of John Wick, and has new characters and opens up some of the stuff, so hopefully people will like it.
Cool. And Chad, you got to try to contribute to the debate of whether fire or water wins the battle. tell me a little bit about some of the sequences in it.
No, our action team was out there, so we got to try some stuff. It's fun. Do like flamethrowers and fire hose. I kind of heard that for 2 weeks straight. Take the chance to explore.
We are close to wrapping up here. I'll just go down. It's not fireproof, just bulletproof. Derek, what are your takeaways from 10 years of John Wick? Any lessons learned? Any key life lessons other than avoid flamethrowers?
I think the big thing is, iron sharpens iron. That's the idea with these guys. Everyone was always pushing each other, even in the earliest of hours. And you look at what was accomplished, and it was through pain. But now we look at it, and it's passion and pride.
Jeff, any lessons from watching these thousands of hours of these crazy people hurt themselves for so long? Sorry.
I was just inspired watching these guys. I mean, every project I've ever done, you kind of, even if you're a fan of them to begin with, even if you're not, when you start cutting on your subjects on documentary, you really have to start becoming a fan of your subject. And I was already a fan, and I became a super fan because these guys are they're just inspiring to watch. And I thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric's project is still described as independent filmmaking.
John Wick, not the rest.
No, but it has kept its spirit and its DNA in that sense, and that's important. Chad, any takeaways, last lessons for these people?
Always kill the dog. Just thank you to all these guys. None of us would be here without Derek. With all the people back there and our crew, Erica, especially Keanu, who wouldn't be here. So it's a big thank you for everybody that does it, because it doesn't take one, it takes hundreds. And it takes a handful of people that just, through sheer force of will, they do what they love. So do what you love. That's all.
Last words, sir?
Thank you and good night.